Oh, what's up guys? Welcome to the Cardoz Blended Gourmet cooking channel. Today we're going to be doing another recipe. We've got a risotto with a mushroom scallop and candied walnuts. Today we're going to be focusing on using the Cardoz Blended Gourmet cooking oil. This is the high smoke point, full spectrum live resin grapeseed oil. You can use it for basically anything, and today we're going to be using it to sear our scallops as well as our aromatics.
So here we have some grandma's milk. It's a nice funky strain that I grew. I really like it because it smells almost like onions and garlic, and I'm going to grate it over the top of some of these dishes. Start chopping stuff. Here, let me get up close so you can hear. I think this should be enough cheese. Well, they always give you so many chives. Like realistically, how much chives does a person need? Chives. Take 1 cup of arborio rice and give it a quick rinse and let it dry. This is to take off any extra starch before we cook it. If you're making this dish FODMAP friendly, rough chop your onion and garlic and save it to the side for your oil. If you're not cooking FODMAP friendly, finely dice up your onion and garlic and save this to the side as well. Cut the caps off of the oyster mushrooms and set them aside. Slice the stems into 1.5 inch scallops. Then cross-hatch the scallops on both sides.
Alright, so I scored these really well, so it gives it more surface area for browning up in texture.
Finally dice up the oyster caps to add more umami flavor. Welcome back. We had a scene change. It's a beautiful day in Los Angeles. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to candy these walnuts. I'm fucking learning just like you guys. So throw the sugar in there and do 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. We're gonna do a pinch of chipotle over here because I don't want them to be too spicy, but I want them to have a little smokiness in the back. Got water. Just gonna give it a nice little stir over here. Mixing everything up without heat because I don't want to fuck up the way the sugar sets and all that stuff, all that science and good stuff. Add the walnuts in. We're gonna turn this on. 1800 is the highest, so we're gonna go like halfway. We're gonna cover this. Technical difficulties. Alright, that heat was way too high. Put it down to like 700, and then once it starts bubbling, and I'm gonna throw it a lot lower. I keep moving this because it keeps bubbling up, so I don't want it to over bubble. This is good to go. This is nice and sticky. I'm going to turn this off. Alright, now we're going to pour this out. Get it on there. Avoiding the sugar from dripping on me or I will burn my hands. Okay. Now you just spread them out. Otherwise we're going to have one giant friggin' clump. You don't want that. And now we're going to put this in the oven for about 20-ish minutes, keeping an eye on it. That's that pool of sugar that was in the middle. Alright, so I'm going to do the risotto now. I need to saute my onions and garlic. I'm going to pull them out so I don't eat them and die. Then I'm going to do my mushrooms. Then I'm going to brown the rice. Gonna deglaze the pan with some white wine. Add some chicken stock too and keep cooking it down. I'm going to add some dried thyme in there, some salt, some pepper, and I'm going to simmer it in, or I'm going to use the Cardoz Blended Gourmet oil to fry everything at the beginning. Before I do that, bust this open. You don't need much. So about a cup. All right, and then I'm going to pour some of this stock that's simmering over here into this. It's hot, so that's fine. I just want to make my life easy. And so now this, you use just like regular cooking oil. I'm cooking for more than one person, so I'm going to account for that. If you are cooking just for yourself, then use how much you need. If you're cooking one portion size and your tolerance is 5 milligrams, you can use half a milliliter and then use the rest as olive oil. So for this, I'm gonna say I'm gonna use 50 milligrams in the whole dish, about 4 milliliters. And now you see how little there is? This barely coats the pan. So you don't need to put more of the cooking oil. What you can do is put whatever oil you're gonna use. So I'm gonna use olive oil for this dish. So, okay. And that should be enough. So I'm just gonna add them all in now. Normally, if you were doing this and didn't need to remove the onion and garlic, you could just dice this up really small. You can dice up the garlic too, simmer it in there, and like, so it almost disintegrates when you're eating it, so you can't notice it. So these are starting to look pretty good. I'm gonna remove them soon. I want to pull as much flavor out as I can without burning it. You can see there's getting a little bit of fond at the bottom, so that's gonna be real nice when we use the white wine. So I'm gonna pull these off now. They are nice and brown. And now what we're gonna do is add our mushrooms. So these are the caps that I had earlier, and what I'm doing is, yeah, hear that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Listen to that. Too much. And now, and your risotto. Whoa. My arms are already getting tired. This is not a good sign. Okay, I'm gonna try one of these on camera. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That worked. That's gonna be fun to eat. Oh yeah. Listen to that sizzle. You can see that it's soaked up all the moisture already. Like, it's kind of sticking to the bottom, but that's fine because as soon as we add this liquid in, it's gonna pull up real fast. Now we're gonna start adding that. So what you're doing here is when you stir, the grains of rice are knocking against each other and they keep bringing out that starch, which is what gives it that texture. Add a little bit at a time, not too much. Here's where it's important to be patient and make sure to constantly stir. You're going to want to add a little bit of stock at a time and continue to stir. Allow it to simmer off after each addition of stock before you add more. It's going to be exhausting, but it'll be worth it in the end. Okay, so this is almost there. I'm just giving it that little bit more of chicken stock. I'm also turning this off now so I can add in my butter. Open it. Probably should have grated it. And I'm also going to throw a lid on after this is all done. And we're going to do our mushrooms. Beautiful. Give it a little taste test. Perfect. Now we're going to sear our mushrooms. The ones that we had sliced up earlier, or scored rather. So again, I'm going to do another 50 here. Reasonably speaking, you're not going to eat all that much of the oil itself, and it's split amongst all of these, so you can eat a couple of them and you'll be good. Cool. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add our oil again, so about 50 milligrams, so 4, I think it is, something like that. Check the test results. Always check your test results before you start adding oil. That's how you end up with way too fucking strong brownies if you don't. So we did that, and now we have mushrooms again. So they're gonna soak up a lot of this oil, so add some more oil in there. Da da da, boom, look at that, nice. We're gonna sear this kind of like steaks, not ripping hot. You want it pretty warm, a little bit of smoke. You know, if you watched the last video with Chris Spinoza, you see how he taught us how to sear these mushrooms. These should be pretty similar to the regular oyster mushrooms. They have less gill, but they're more meaty, but should still all work the same. Okay, I think this is hot enough now. Hopefully. Take 2. Hit them with a little bit of salt. Kind of gonna bounce a little bit off. It's fine. Probably the other side is gonna be better to salt. But we're learning. That's the beauty of this channel. We learn. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna plate this. Now, weed. I know the risotto's a little stagnant for the way it should be, but that's okay. Cheese over the top. Careful with the black pepper, not to drop it this time.
Wait.
Oh, damn. Chives. A little bit of weed. All right. Let's see if I actually did it. I'm gonna do 3-parter. Oh, probably should have grabbed a knife, but it's okay. That texture is very similar to a scallop. Very, very similar. Yeah, I like it. Make this. Do it. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Check us out on our socials at Cardoz and at Cardoz Blended Gourmet on Instagram. You can find me there cooking green every single day. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks.